Sam's rules of Halloween: 1. Wear a costume. 2. Pass out treats. 3. Never blow out a jack-o'-lantern. 4. Always check your candy. The last but most important: never forget this face. Why? Because that's me. At my best. 24 years old. And I want to be remembered forever, even if it's just a piece of the face that haunts this channel. One day in Salem, in 1693, Thackeray woke up to find that his sister, Emily, was no longer beside him. After being traced, he realized that Emily had been led by one of the Sanderson sisters to their shack in the middle of the Forbidden Forest. Thackeray was determined to follow them in order to save his younger sister. The Sanderson sisters are 3 old wizards who live in a shack in the middle of the Forbidden Forest. Among them is the youngest Sarah, whose singing voice can hypnotize and lead the children to their nest. In the middle, Mary, who has the ability to track the whereabouts of the children through her keen sense of smell. The last one is the eldest, Winifred, who is the strongest and most intelligent of them, also has a magic book full of spells and potion recipes. Once at the location, Thackeray immediately infiltrated the witch's shack. Inside, the Sanderson sisters, guided by their magic book, are concocting a potion that will make them young again. When the magic potion was ready and drunk to the victim, Thackeray showed himself. Thackeray spilled the cauldron of potion. But he is no match for the powerful Winifred. Thackeray successfully disabled.
Winnie! Look!
The potion worked as expected. The Sanderson sisters absorbed youth and vitality from Emily's body and soul. They also changed to be younger.
I am beautiful! We're young! Well, younger.
And for Thackeray, they decided to turn him into a cat and immortal, so that he would live in regret forever. But not long after that, the Sanderson sisters were startled by a banging on their shack door. Apparently Thackeray's father and the rest of the town had surrounded their shack. The Sanderson sisters were then tied to the gallows, because they insisted on refusing to say where Thackeray was. The 3 witches were eventually hanged to death.
Sing!
But before that, Winifred had already cast a curse that would guarantee that one day they would be able to rise again if a virgin lit their black flame candle.
We shall be back!
And the origin story of the 3 witch sisters ended. 300 years later, in 1993, in Salem, it is told that a teenager named Max was accompanying his younger sister, Danny, around to celebrate Halloween night.
Wow!
At one of the houses they visit, they meet Allison, Max's classmate.
Allison?
Oh, Allison.
In their conversation, Allison tells that the shack that the Sanderson sisters used to live in is now a museum that was set up in their memory. The Sanderson Museum was run by Allison's parents. However, due to the lack of visitors, it was decided to close it altogether.
Why don't we go to this old Sanderson house?
Max had the idea of visiting the place. At first Danny refused, but after being persuaded and succeeded, the 3 of them rushed to the place.
Please?
Legend has it that the bones of 100 children were buried within these walls.
Oh, great.
The Sanderson sisters' shack has barely changed, after 300 years. Although of course now a number of lighting panels have been installed as well as fire sensors. Even Winifred's magic book was still safely displayed in the display case. And Thackeray the cat was there too, keeping watch. As they were about to leave, Max jokingly lit a black candle. The result is fatal. the Sanderson sisters rose from the dead.
Max, no!
Mary, who has a keen sense of smell, immediately noticed that there was a child in the house. Danny had no other choice but to come out of hiding.
We love children!
The Sanderson sisters intend to cook her.
Hey!
Max, trying to save his sister, outwits the Sanderson sisters with a fire extinguisher sensor, telling them it was a burning rain. The trick worked.
Oh, come on, you idiot! Get the shelter! Come on, you fool!
Now, get the spell book!
Max also had time to take Winifred's magic book before leaving the place.
Shut up!
The Sanderson sisters finally realized Max's trick. They decided to find the 3 children because they needed their magic book to make potions. Meanwhile, Thackeray the cat guides the 3 kids to a nearby cemetery. According to him, the cemetery is one of the sacred areas that cannot be reached by the Black Witches. There Thackeray told the story of his life, and his connection with the Sanderson sisters. After listening to the story told by Thackeray the cat, Max intends to destroy the magical book by burning it. But failed. According to Thackeray the cat, the book was protected by a very powerful magic.
It's just a bunch of hocus pocus!
That's when the Sanderson sisters appeared with their broomsticks. Because it is not possible for the witches to set foot on the burial ground, Winifred casts a spell to resurrect a corpse named Billy. So that's it. Then there was an exciting chase between the kids who were guided by Thackeray the cat with the Sanderson sisters and Billy the zombie. So, how's the story going? Will the Sanderson sisters succeed in apprehending the children? What other tricks will Max and his friends come up with to stop the Sanderson sisters? If you're curious, you should watch this great film for yourself.
Think soothing thoughts. Rabbit back, black death.
Use thy voice, Sarah! Fill the sky! Bring the little brats to die!
Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play here in my garden of magic.
Only Yori brightens your day. 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 Only Yori brightens your day.
Berdebar rasa di dada setiap kau tatap mataku. Apakah arti pandangan itu? Menunjukkan hasratmu. Sungguh aku telah tergoda saat kau dekat denganku. Hanya kau yang membuatku begini, melepas panah asmara. Sudah katakan Cinta sudah ku bilang sayang, namun kau hanya diam tersenyum kepadaku. Kau buat aku bimbang, kau buat aku gelisah, ingin rasanya kau jadi milikku. Ku akan setia menunggu satu kata yang terucap dari isi hati sanubarimu yang membuatku bahagia. Sungguh aku telah tergoda saat kau dekat denganku. Hanya kau yang membuatku begini, melepas panah asmara. Sudah katakan cinta, sudah ku bilang sayang, namun kau hanya diam tersenyum kepadaku. Kau buat aku bimbang, kau buat aku gelisah, ingin rasanya kau jadi milikku. Teng teng.